Known for their catchy songs and dazzling concepts, T-Ara were one of the most iconic second-generation K-pop groups. This was before the group's reputation suffered greatly due to a widely publicized issue involving mistreatment, but even though it's been over 10 years since it happened, some members seemingly can't let go of the past. The feud between certain T-Ara members dates back to 2012 when 5 of the 8 members posted tweets that were seemingly targeting Hwayoung. These tweets were shared a few days after the group's concert in Japan, which Hwayoung had to sit out due to an injury she suffered a few days prior. Hyomin took to her Twitter account to share her thoughts, which were seemingly directed at Hwayoung's injury. Hyomin tweeted, "There are differences in levels of determination. Let us have more determination." Jiyeon then responded to Hyomin's tweet with her own, once again speaking about determination and remaining humble and sensible. Because of the timing, many netizens started to speculate that Hwayoung was being ridiculed and even targeted by the other members. Things got so intense that some fans, believing Hwayoung was being treated unfairly within the group, went as far as destroying their T-Ara albums and merchandise. In addition, netizens decided to dig into previous group content shared online to see if they could find other instances of the girls turning on Hwayoung. While there were a few moments that could be interpreted as such, with the members seemingly belittling her, they could also be taken as jokes between close friends. The group's career only went downwards when it was announced on July 30th, 2012 that Hwayoung would be leaving the group and the agency altogether. Accusations of members mistreating each other are hard to recover from, and it took a long time for T-Ara to regain public support. In 2015, things took a huge turn when a post stating that Hwayoung was never treated horribly by the members went viral. In the post, the original poster brought back the infamous picture of Hwayoung walking through the airport while she was holding onto 2 men for support. The picture was taken after Hwayoung supposedly injured her ankle. During T-Ara's time in Japan for their concert, it was even reported that Hwayoung would be staying at a hotel because her leg hurt and she needed some rest. However, the poster shared that Hwayoung could walk just fine by herself and didn't need any help from others. Additionally, instead of attending the group's concert or even resting at the hotel as she said she would, Hwayoung allegedly visited a nail studio. The post also mentioned that Jiyeon once performed at a music show and attended a concert with a broken nose, only taking a day off for her surgery. Suddenly, the public's opinion on T-Ara was once again turning, and Hwayoung was now considered as the villain in this story. For a while, the situation seemed to settle down until Hwayoung and her sister Hyoyoung appeared on the talk show Taxi in 2017, and the situation was brought up once more. Hwayoung spoke about the scandal yet again and shared that the conflict might have happened because they were still very young and inexperienced, and she herself didn't behave like an adult either. The sisters' appearance on the show prompted a bunch of other people to come forward and share their own stories and experiences. A former staff member who worked with T-Ara shared his own story and claimed that both sisters were lying about what had happened. The group's former manager and another member of the staff echoed the sentiment, with the latter revealing some shocking text messages between Hyoyoung and another member, Arum. In these messages, Hyoyoung is seen trying to intimidate the other and even threatening to scratch her face so Arum couldn't appear on TV. The staff member concluded his testimony by claiming Hwayoung only wanted to do the things she was interested in and didn't care to work hard at all. While it was a she says he says situation for a while, netizens were stunned when Hyoyoung's agency confirmed the messages were real and issued an apology on her behalf. As time went by, more and more people came forward to share their experiences of working with Hwayoung. Their former stylist described Hwayoung as rude and ill-mannered and shared she was especially disrespectful towards staff members by not using proper honorifics and never using their names. 2 other stylists jumped the bandwagon and criticized her for her unacceptable behavior, claiming Hwayoung often embarrassed them and the staff really struggled to find a reason to like her. With former colleagues sharing evidence against her, netizens heavily criticized Hwayoung. She faced intense backlash, accused of playing the victim while allegedly being the one terrorizing others all along. It's not every day that we see a scandal being such a hot topic, even more than a decade later. On November 8th of 2024, T-Ara's former CEO stole the spotlight when he broke his silence about what happened back in 2012 when the conflict was at its peak. The CEO Kim Kwang-soo appeared on MBN's show Let's Go and claimed that he was a firm supporter of the original members of T-Ara. He admitted to blocking the truth from coming out, wanting to protect Hwayoung and the other members before the public could learn what was really going on behind the scenes. To ensure no one would find out, Kwang-soo ordered the girls to continue with their activities, which unfortunately ended up in the group being shunned by the public at various events. It eventually got to the point when the CEO asked Hwayoung and her sister to bring their contracts over and rip them up. He told the sisters to get out and that he would terminate their contracts without any repercussions. After he practically kicked the 2 out of the company, the rumors about them being ostracized started to spread online. The CEO admitted that even the parents of the members came to the company and threatened to hold a press conference and publish all of the conversations they had with the company. Although the CEO knew that Hwayoung was in the wrong, he still felt worried about her future because she was so young when the entire scandal happened. So the CEO pressed on with the group's promotions and broadcasting events because he thought that the group didn't do anything wrong. He shared that it would be okay if it was him who would get cursed out, but if the group would stop at the time of the scandal, it could have easily be the end of their career. Even though the CEO didn't admit to regretting his decision back then, he expressed that he felt sorry for the girls and what had happened. The CEO's comments about the scandal triggered Hwayoung herself to respond to what Kwangsu shared on the show. Hwayoung shared her response on her Instagram account and began by confessing she has been feeling guilty about how the situation ended up ever since it happened. She claimed the CEO spoke about the situation with biased and distorted claims, which prompted her to speak up and correct his claims with her truth. Hwayoung once again claimed that she was indeed mistreated by the other members and that she never pretended to be the victim. Allegedly, she worked hard, was determined not to be a burden to other people, and tried her best to blend in. However, the other members allegedly subjected her to constant mistreatment, be it physical or verbal. The reason why Hwayoung endured these alleged horrible things was because she believed things would get better if she tried harder. She also addressed her ankle injury in the Japanese concert, claiming that she wanted to perform despite her ankle being sprained and that she felt immense guilt towards the members. Last but not least, Hwayoung confessed that she planned to release her evidence that she was mistreated through a press conference, but the CEO intervened and proposed that if Hwayoung kept quiet, he would terminate her and her sister's contracts without any repercussions. Because Hwayoung was only 20 years old at the time, she thought it was the best option. Hwayoung's sister Hyoyoung took to her Instagram to share her side of the story as well, claiming that she felt hopeless at that time, and since she was only 20, there wasn't anything else she could do. Confessed she was scared her sister might act out if she didn't step in, asking people to understand her actions, which were, although immature and inadequate, her best attempt to protect her sister and her family. Hwayoung's response to Kwangsu's claims sparked mixed reactions among netizens. While some showed her support and encouraged her to move forward, others remained skeptical, blaming Hwayoung for the group's eventual fallout. Eventually, T-Ara's former trainer joined the discussions and spoke in support of Hwayoung. In their statement, they revealed the members didn't react appropriately when Hwayoung injured her ankle. According to them, instead of sending her get-well-soon wishes, they only responded with LOL. The trainer shared that Hwayoung always felt out of place in the group. Allegedly, the original members resented the new ones, believing they were benefiting from the success built through their own hard work. At one point, Hwayoung allegedly had to reside in their living room since no one wanted to share a room with her. Their company apparently knew about it, and according to the former trainer, they should have done something to address the situation. Another trainee who was with the company around the same time as T-Ara also confessed that they noticed something was off. Although they personally didn't witness any mistreatment, Hwayoung seemed to be having a hard time as a member of the group, and the others always seemed like they were trying to conceal something. One day, the trainee said they saw Hwayoung come to the company with her cheek bright red, and according to them, it looked like she had been slapped. They also claimed that the company was definitely not on Hwayoung's side at the time, but rather chose T-Ara's side, hoping that the situation would de-escalate if Hwayoung was the only one who people blamed. In response to the new information, the public slowly started to support Hwayoung, with many claiming that they had always believed her. Netizens shared their beliefs that the members probably continued the mistreatment after debuting, since some members of T-Ara were known as Iljins during their high school days. Hwayoung shared a follow-up statement on November 17th, where she expressed her and her sister's wishes to just forget about the situation. She ended her thoughts by promising she would take strong legal action against anyone who spreads false information about her or her family. Arum expressed similar wishes on her Instagram, describing her time in the group as a scar, nothing more and nothing less. Arum closed her statement by saying that everyone was having a hard time back then and that she wished to lead a quiet and normal life. Even after 10 years, it's surprising that the scandal is still being discussed with new viewpoints emerging. However, as public opinion begins to change, it feels like the story is far from coming to an end.